I found out my husband was living a double life and everyone around me knew. It started with a strange feeling. Not proof, not a message, not a lipstick stain, just a quiet, persistent sense that something in my marriage didn't feel real anymore. We had been together for 7 years, married for 4, and I thought we were one of those stable, boring couples everyone else envied. But lately, every time he smiled at me, I felt like I was watching an actor in a role he'd played too many times. I used to laugh at people who talked about gut feelings. I thought it was nonsense. Until my gut started screaming at me. It began with little things. He started taking his phone everywhere, even to the shower. He'd laugh at texts and say, just work stuff. He'd stay late, sometimes until midnight, and come home smelling like cologne he didn't own. I wanted to trust him. I wanted to believe I was just being paranoid. But then one night, while he was in the shower, his phone buzzed. The message popped up on the lock screen before I could look away. It said, "Can't wait to see you again, baby." My whole body went cold. I remember sitting on the edge of the bed, staring at those words, trying to convince myself that baby could mean something else. Maybe a coworker teasing him. Maybe a joke. Anything but what I knew deep down. When he came out of the shower, I asked, calmly, who it was. He froze. Just for a second, but long enough. Then came the usual script, "You're overreacting, it's nothing, you don't trust me." He turned it around so fast I almost believed I was the crazy one. For a few weeks, I tried to move on. I told myself every couple goes through phases, that maybe I was insecure, maybe social media made me suspicious. But the universe has a cruel way of exposing lies. One afternoon, I was leaving work early because I wasn't feeling well. I stopped by a cafe near his office to grab a coffee. And there he was, sitting at a corner table, holding hands with another woman. He looked relaxed, happy, alive. Happier than I'd seen him in years. I stood there frozen, coffee cup in hand, watching my husband of 4 years laugh like a stranger. He didn't see me. I didn't say a word. I just left. That night, he came home like nothing happened. He kissed my forehead and asked about dinner. I wanted to scream, to throw something, to ask why. But instead, I said nothing. I just nodded, served the food, and watched him eat while my heart broke piece by piece. A few days later, I told my friend about it, someone I trusted completely. She hesitated before speaking, and then said quietly, "I didn't want to tell you, but I've seen them together before." That sentence destroyed me more than the cheating itself. Because it meant everyone around me already knew. People had seen him. People had watched me smile, talk about my perfect marriage, post photos, and no one said a thing. When I confronted him again, he finally admitted it. "It's not what you think," he said. "It just happened." As if betrayal was an accident, not a choice. He told me he loved her, then said he still loved me too. I think that's when I truly lost respect for him, not because he cheated, but because he wanted to keep both of us. I packed a bag that night. He didn't try to stop me. He just stood there, silent, watching me leave. Maybe he thought I'd come back. Maybe he thought I couldn't live without him. But I did. The funny thing is, once I left, people started talking. Coworkers. Neighbors. Even friends. "Yeah, we kinda suspected," they'd say. He wasn't very discreet. Everyone seemed to know except me. Now, when I scroll through social media, I see post after post about cheating, double lives, emotional affairs. And I realize, maybe it's true. Maybe everyone really is just having affairs. Or maybe some people just stopped believing in honesty altogether. As for me, I've learned that silence is a form of complicity. That pretending not to see is almost as cruel as betrayal itself. And that the moment you stop listening to your gut, you start losing yourself. Sometimes I still wonder if he ever thinks about me. But I don't want him back. I just want to forget the woman I became while trying to believe his lies. Because loving a liar changes you. It teaches you that the worst kind of loneliness is lying next to someone who's already gone.